As the first golden rays of sunlight spill across the endless Serengeti, the landscape awakens in a breathtaking display of colour and life. The plains stretch to the horizon, a boundless sea of gold and green, punctuated by the silhouettes of ancient acacia trees, silent sentinels that have witnessed countless generations of wildlife rise and fall beneath their spreading branches. In the gentle hush of dawn, the air is cool and crisp, carrying the faint scent of earth and grass, and the promise of another day in this untamed wilderness. As the sun climbs higher, its warmth stirs the tall grasses, setting them in motion like waves on a golden sea. Each blade is adorned with shimmering droplets of dew, and the delicate forms of insects cling to the stems, their bodies catching the light in iridescent flashes. In the distance, the first herds of wildebeest and zebra begin to move, their silhouettes merging with the landscape as they graze and wander, ever alert to the subtle signals of the wild. The sun's energy breathes life into the earth, coaxing the grasses to grow tall and lush. These grasses are the foundation of the Serengeti's abundance, nourishing the immense herds that roam the plains. Every movement, every sound, is part of a delicate ancient balance. Predators wait in the shadows, their presence felt but unseen, as the cycle of life continues, uninterrupted and eternal. The Serengeti is a living, breathing system, where every creature, great and small, plays a vital role. Elephants move with deliberate grace, their massive forms shaping the land as they feed, breaking branches and opening pathways for other animals. Zebras cluster together, their stripes creating a mesmerizing pattern that confuses predators and strengthens the herd. Even the tiniest insects are essential, pollinating plants and recycling nutrients, their presence felt in every corner of this vibrant ecosystem. The air vibrates with the sounds of life, the persistent hum of insects, the melodic calls of birds greeting the dawn, and the low, resonant grunts of wildebeest as they gather in anticipation of the day's journey. A dung beetle rolls its precious cargo across the earth, while flocks of birds flit from branch to branch, their songs weaving through the morning air. This ecosystem is renowned for one of nature's most breathtaking spectacles, the Great Migration. Here, immense herds surge forward, driven by ancient instincts and the promise of fresh grazing. The thunder of thousands of hooves sends dust swirling into the air, a living river of animals that shapes the destiny of every creature on these plains. As millions of animals traverse the plains, they must face formidable challenges. Treacherous rivers swollen by seasonal rains, and ever-present predators lurking in the shadows. Lions crouch low in the tall grass, their golden eyes fixed on the herds, while crocodiles lie in wait beneath the murky waters, ready to strike at the unwary. Each crossing is a test of survival, a moment where fate hangs in the balance. The landscape itself is a living canvas, ever-changing with the rhythm of the seasons. As the dry months give way to the rains, the savanna transforms. Parched, golden expanses are reborn as lush green pastures. Thunderheads gather on the horizon, lightning splits the sky, and the earth drinks deeply, renewing the cycle of life for all who dwell here. Our journey will follow these great herds as they traverse the open plains, their movements shaping the fate of predators and prey alike. Lions stalk silently through the grass, cheetahs scan the horizon from their vantage points, and hyenas call to one another in the distance, each species perfectly adapted to its role in this eternal dance of survival. We will witness the raw struggle for survival, moments of breathtaking speed and cunning as predators give chase and prey fight desperately to escape. Each encounter is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of life in the wild heart of Africa. Let us begin our wildlife odyssey, an immersive journey into the majestic world of the Serengeti. Here, every dawn brings new stories. Every creature plays a part in the grand tapestry of life, and the wonders of the natural world unfold in all their glory, untouched and untamed. In the boundless Serengeti, life pulses in a magnificent ceaseless cycle. Each year, nearly 2 million wildebeest, zebras and gazelles surge across the plains, their hooves beating a rhythm that echoes through generations. This is the Great Migration, a living river of animals, flowing in search of nourishment and survival, shaping the very landscape with their passage. Drawn by the distant promise of rain, the herds move in a seemingly endless column, winding through golden grasslands and dusty trails. Their journey is dictated by the shifting seasons as they chase the life-giving storms that transform the parched earth into a sea of green. The air vibrates with anticipation as the first drops fall, awakening dormant seeds and painting the plains with new life. At waterholes and rivers, the animals pause to drink and graze, replenishing their strength. Here, the delicate balance of the ecosystem is on full display. Each mouthful of grass, each sip of water, a testament to the interconnected web of life. The trampled earth around these oases becomes a tapestry of tracks, evidence of countless lives converging in a moment of fragile peace. Yet the open plains are fraught with peril. Lions crouch low in the grass, eyes fixed on the weakest members of the herd. Cheetahs, swift and silent, scan for any sign of vulnerability. Every movement is a calculated risk, as predator and prey engage in a silent ancient dance. The tension is palpable. Each hunt a test of skill, patience and instinct, ensuring only the fittest endure. The very young, the old and the frail struggle at the edges of the herd, where danger is greatest. For them, every step is a test of endurance, and only the strongest will survive the relentless pace. Calves, just days old, must learn to run within hours of birth, their survival hinging on their ability to keep up with the moving throng. Zebras, with their tough teeth, graze on coarse grasses, clearing the way for wildebeest to feed on the tender shoots left behind. This subtle partnership allows both species to thrive, each benefiting from the other's presence. The zebra's striped coats confuse predators, while wildebeest rely on their numbers for safety, their fates intertwined in a delicate balance. Together, these animals form a living tapestry, moving in harmony across the savanna. Their combined vigilance helps protect against lurking threats, as many eyes and ears are always alert. The synchronized movement of the herds creates a spectacle of unity, each individual contributing to the collective defense. Gazelles join the procession, their agility and keen senses adding another layer to the Serengeti's intricate defense system. Each species plays a role, contributing to the survival of the whole. The gazelle's alertness often warns the larger animals of approaching danger, while their nimble leaps inspire the herd to greater speed. The most perilous moments come at river crossings, where crocodiles lie in wait beneath the surface. The herds must leap into swirling waters, risking everything for the promise of greener pastures on the far bank. Thunderstorms gather overhead, adding urgency and drama to the crossing. Some are swept away by the current, others fall prey to hidden jaws, but the survivors emerge, forging ahead with renewed determination. From above, the Serengeti appears as a living mosaic, endless herds weaving across the plains, each animal a vital thread in the fabric of life. This epic odyssey is the heartbeat of the African wilderness, a testament to resilience, adaptation, and the eternal cycle of life. As the seasons turn, the migration shapes the land, fertilizing the soil and sustaining countless other creatures, from scavenging birds to patient insects. In this intricate dance, every life is both a participant and a witness to the grandeur of nature's eternal cycle. Across the boundless Serengeti, life pulses to the ancient rhythm of pursuit and survival, a ceaseless ballet between predator and prey, played out beneath the vast African sky. Where the great herds migrate, predators shadow their every move. Each hunter is armed with a unique set of skills, honed by generations of adaptation to the Serengeti's unforgiving terrain. Their methods are as varied as their forms. Some rely on brute strength, others on speed, stealth, or relentless endurance. Lions, the only truly social big cats, are the architects of coordinated ambush. Lionesses, sleek and muscular, melt into the golden grass, their tawny coats blending perfectly with the landscape. They communicate with subtle flicks of their tails and silent glances, fanning out to encircle their quarry. The pride's strategy is a masterpiece of teamwork. One group drives the prey toward hidden sisters, while others block escape routes. When the signal is given, they erupt from cover in a synchronized surge, their roars echoing across the plains. Even the formidable buffalo or towering giraffe can fall to their collective might. Cheetahs, in stark contrast, are solitary specialists, nature's ultimate sprinters. Their slender bodies and long limbs are built for acceleration, while their black tear marks reduce glare and sharpen focus on distant prey. Patiently, a cheetah selects a vulnerable target, often a fawn or a distracted gazelle. The chase is explosive, a blur of spotted fur and flying dust as the cheetah's spine flexes like a coiled spring. In mere seconds, it closes the distance, tripping its quarry with a swift swipe. But victory is fleeting. The cheetah's rapid heartbeat and shallow breaths leave it drained, forcing it to devour its meal quickly before heavier, more aggressive scavengers arrive. Leopards are the Serengeti's phantoms, solitary, elusive, and supremely adaptable. Preferring the tangled embrace of riverine forests and dense thickets, they move with ghostly silence, their rosetted coats dissolving into dappled shadows. A leopard's hunt is a study in patience. It waits motionless for hours, muscles coiled, eyes unblinking. When the moment comes, its attack is swift and surgical. With jaws of iron, it suffocates its prey, then displays astonishing strength by dragging the carcass high into the branches. There, suspended above the reach of hyenas and lions, the leopard feasts in solitude, the night wind rustling through the leaves. African wild dogs are the Serengeti's tireless marathoners. Their hunts are a spectacle of unity and relentless pursuit. Each member of the pack has a role. Some sprint ahead to harry the prey, others flank to cut off escape, while the youngest learn by watching and mimicking their elders. Their high-pitched calls and whimpers keep the group coordinated even at full speed. The chase can stretch for miles, testing the limits of both predator and prey. When the quarry finally collapses from exhaustion, the pack descends in a flurry of movement, sharing the spoils with remarkable discipline. Every pup, every elder is fed, a testament to the wild dog's extraordinary social bonds. The Serengeti's open plains and scattered woodlands are both stage and obstacle. Prey animals, wildebeest, zebras, gazelles are ever alert, their ears twitching at the faintest sound, their eyes scanning for the flicker of a tail or the glint of a predator's gaze. Herds move in tight formation, using numbers to confuse and deter attackers. Every hunt is a high-stakes contest of patience, timing, and raw power, where a single miscalculation can spell disaster for hunter or hunted alike. The environment itself is a formidable adversary. Shifting winds carry scents and betray positions. Sudden storms can scatter herds or mask the approach of a hunter. The migration routes change with the rains, forcing predators to adapt their tactics and territories. Only those who can read the subtle cues of the land, tracks in the mud, the distant alarm call of a bird, can hope to thrive in this ever-changing arena. In this wild kingdom, every life is bound to another. The strategies of the hunters, the vigilance of the hunted, and the unpredictable forces of nature weave together a tapestry of survival. Here, the fate of each creature is shaped by the delicate balance of power, instinct, and adaptation, a living testament to the enduring spirit of the Serengeti. Each year, the southern Serengeti becomes a nursery on a grand scale. As the rains sweep across the plains, they awaken a surge of new life. Wildebeest calves, zebra foals, and gazelle fawns are born in astonishing numbers, their births synchronized with the arrival of lush, nourishing grass. For a brief, precious window, the land is filled with the cries of the newborn and the gentle calls of mothers. But this abundance does not go unnoticed. The birth of so many young animals draws predators from miles around. Lions, hyenas, and cheetahs patrol the fringes, their senses attuned to the faintest sign of weakness. Every shadow in the grass, every trembling step is watched with hungry anticipation. From the instant they enter the world, the newborns are thrust into a relentless test. Wildebeest calves must rise within minutes, their muscles trembling as they find their footing. Zebra foals, still slick from birth, are nudged to stand and take their first uncertain steps. Gazelle fawns, delicate and vulnerable, instinctively press themselves into the grass, relying on stillness and camouflage to evade detection. For each, survival depends on the speed with which they adapt, whether by running, hiding, or blending into the landscape. The connection between mother and young is immediate and vital. Mothers clean their newborns, imprinting their scent and voice, forging a bond that will help them find each other in the confusion of the herd. Every nuzzle, every gentle lick is a promise of protection. Mothers remain vigilant, their senses sharpened by the constant threat that stalks the plains. Yet the greatest ordeal lies ahead. The herds must cross the Mara and Grumeti rivers, barriers swollen by seasonal rains. At the water's edge, tension mounts. Calves and foals huddle close to their mothers, sensing the danger that lurks beneath the surface. In the murky depths, Nile crocodiles wait with infinite patience. Their eyes barely break the surface, their bodies motionless, blending with the river's flow. For these ancient predators, the crossing is a time of plenty, and they strike with explosive speed at the slightest opportunity. When the herds surge into the water, chaos erupts. The river becomes a churning torrent of bodies and fear. Calves and foals are swept by the current, their mothers calling out above the roar, urging them onward. The confusion is total. Every animal is driven by the desperate need to reach the far bank. The river crossing is a crucible where only the strongest, swiftest or most fortunate survive. Some are lost to the current, others to the jaws of crocodiles. Mothers fight to keep their young close, pushing through exhaustion and fear, driven by instinct and hope. For those who make it, the struggle is not over. Clambering up the muddy banks, calves and foals are exhausted but alive. Each reunion between mother and young is a hard-won victory, a testament to their resilience and determination. The journey continues across the open plains. Newborns must learn quickly how to read the warning calls of their elders, how to vanish into the grass, how to keep pace with the herd. Every lesson is a matter of life and death. Each birth is a fragile spark of hope, each successful crossing a leap of faith. The odds are daunting, but the will to survive is unyielding. Every survivor carries the promise of the next generation. The migration's rhythm is relentless. Life surges forward, driven by hunger, instinct, and the eternal promise of rain. The herds move as one, their journey shaped by the cycles of birth, danger, and survival. On these boundless plains, every moment is a contest between life and peril. Here, survival is never guaranteed, and every new life is both a miracle and a challenge, an enduring testament to the wild heart of the Serengeti. In the Serengeti, survival is a relentless contest of adaptation. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, has developed specialized strategies to navigate the ever-present threats of this wild domain. Wildebeest and zebras form vast, shifting herds, their synchronized movements and interspecies cooperation amplifying their ability to detect and deter predators. By constantly rotating positions, individuals on the edge of the herd are replaced, reducing vulnerability. Gazelles employ a dual strategy, remaining motionless to vanish into the grass or suddenly bounding away in a burst of speed. Their acute hearing and panoramic vision allow them to detect the faintest rustle or shadow. Impalas rely on erratic, high-arched leaps, known as stotting, confusing predators with unpredictable trajectories. When threatened, they vanish into dense thickets, using the cover to break line of sight and regroup. Ostriches, the fastest runners in the savanna, use their towering height to scan for danger from afar. When escape is impossible, they flatten against the ground, their plumage blending seamlessly with the dusty earth. Cape buffaloes form impenetrable phalanxes, adults facing outward with horns ready, while calves are shielded at the core. If threatened, the herd charges in unison, using sheer force to repel even the most determined predators. Warthogs retreat into burrows tail first, presenting their formidable tusks to any would-be attacker. Families huddle at the entrance, ready to defend their sanctuary with surprising ferocity. Gemsbok confront danger directly, lowering their spear-like horns and standing their ground. Their pale coats reflect sunlight, helping them remain cool and nearly invisible in the shimmering heat of the desert. Predators, too, are masters of survival. Servals use their elongated legs to leap above tall grass, pouncing on unsuspecting prey, while lion cubs remain hidden in dense undergrowth, protected by their mother's vigilance and the camouflage of dappled light. Interspecies alliances are vital. Oxpeckers perch atop buffaloes, removing parasites and sounding alarms at the first sign of danger, giving both bird and beast a crucial edge in the struggle for survival. Each species refines its tactics. Giraffes use their towering vantage to spot threats and silently warn others, while antelope rely on explosive acceleration and tight group formations to evade capture. The predator-prey dynamic is a perpetual arms race. Lions employ coordinated ambushes, while cheetahs rely on blinding acceleration and teach their cubs to remain hidden until the moment is right. Every adaptation tells a story. Zebra stripes disrupt outlines in the herd, large ears catch distant sounds, and horns serve as both weapons and deterrents. The Serengeti's open plains demand constant movement. Animals migrate with the rains, tracking fresh grazing and water, while predators follow the herds, adapting their tactics to the shifting landscape. Solitary hunters like lions and cheetahs rely on patience and acute senses, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, while dominant antelopes stand guard, ever watchful for signs of danger. In this ever-changing wilderness, every day brings new challenges. Only those who adapt, innovate and endure can hope to survive the endless trials of the Serengeti. The Serengeti is more than endless plains. It's a living tapestry, woven in intricate layers from the ground up. Each stratum, from the hidden depths of the soil to the open sky, is a world unto itself, teeming with life and interwoven destinies. Beneath our feet, the soil pulses with unseen activity. Billions of microbes and fungi form vast underground networks, breaking down fallen leaves and animal remains. Earthworms and beetles tunnel through the darkness, aerating the earth and mixing nutrients. Roots snake through this living matrix, drawing sustenance and anchoring the grasslands above. Rising from this fertile base, a dense carpet of grasses stretches to the horizon. Each blade captures the morning dew, nourishing a hidden world below. Tiny insects scuttle between stems, while rodents carve out secret tunnels, evading predators and foraging for seeds. The grass layer is a dynamic battlefield where every inch is contested and every shadow offers refuge. Above the grasses, vast herds of wildebeest, zebras and antelope roam in search of fresh shoots. Their hooves churn the soil, their grazing shapes the vegetation, and their droppings fertilize the land. Swarms of insects follow in their wake, feeding on both the animals and the plants, while birds dart among them, snatching up disturbed prey. Towering above the plains, acacia trees form the next layer. Their thorny branches deter most grazers, but giraffes, with their long necks and nimble tongues, expertly pluck the tender leaves. In the canopy, weaver birds construct intricate nests, while hornbills and bee-eaters perch in the shade, each species carving out its own niche in the vertical expanse. Predators navigate these layers with precision. Lions move silently through the tall grass, blending with the golden blades as they stalk their prey. Cheetahs, built for speed, crouch low, ready to burst into action. Leopards, masters of stealth, rest in the crooks of tree limbs, surveying the world below and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Far above, the sky is patrolled by vigilant eyes. Vultures soar on thermals, scanning for the faintest sign of a meal. Eagles perch atop the highest branches, their keen vision piercing the distance. When a kill is made, scavengers descend in a flurry, ensuring that every scrap of flesh and bone is returned to the earth. Each layer is intimately connected, supporting and shaping the next. From the microscopic architects of the soil to the apex predators and vigilant scavengers, every creature plays a part in this grand design. The Serengeti's layered world is a masterpiece of balance and adaptation, where survival depends on the harmony of all its living threads. The rainforest floor is a realm of perpetual twilight, where sunlight filters through dense foliage in shifting patterns. Here the jaguar is both ghost and monarch, its rosette-patterned coat a masterstroke of evolution, blending with the interplay of shadow and leaf litter. Every step is calculated, silent, as the jaguar navigates a labyrinth of roots, fungi, and decaying wood, its senses attuned to the faintest rustle or scent of prey. The jaguar's bite is a marvel of biomechanics. Its jaws exert enough force to pierce turtle shells and crush bones with ease. Unlike many predators, it often dispatches prey with a single precise bite to the skull, minimizing struggle and noise. The forest floor becomes a silent stage for these swift, decisive hunts, where the jaguar's strength and stealth are unrivaled. Jaguars are solitary wanderers, each patrolling a territory that can span dozens of square kilometers. They communicate through scent marks and deep guttural calls that echo through the undergrowth. The presence of a jaguar signals a thriving ecosystem, yet these apex predators are increasingly rare, their habitats fragmented by encroaching development and deforestation. The understory is alive with elusive hunters. Ocelots, with their dappled coats and keen night vision, slip through tangled vines in pursuit of rodents and birds. Above, the harpy eagle surveys the canopy from lofty perches, its acute eyesight detecting the slightest movement. With wings adapted for maneuvering through dense branches, the harpy eagle can launch explosive attacks, seizing monkeys and sloths in a breathtaking display of aerial power. High in the canopy, harpy eagles construct massive nests from sticks and greenery, returning to the same site year after year. Their chicks are raised in the safety of these aerial fortresses, shielded from most ground-based threats. Nearby, sloths move with deliberate slowness, their algae-coated fur providing camouflage and even a miniature ecosystem for moths and beetles, a testament to the interconnectedness of rainforest life. In the mid-canopy, golden lion tamarins leap nimbly between branches, their coppery fur flashing in the filtered light. These primates rely on intricate vocalizations and scent cues to maintain cohesion within their family groups. Their diet is diverse: fruits, nectar, insects and small vertebrates, making them vital seed dispersers and pollinators within their habitat. Howler monkeys, the rainforest's loudest residents, use their cavernous throats to produce calls that resonate for miles. These vocalizations serve as territorial markers, reducing the need for direct conflict. Their specialized digestive systems allow them to subsist on tough, fibrous leaves, extracting nutrients with the help of symbiotic bacteria, a dietary strategy that few other mammals can match. The canopy is a patchwork of microhabitats. Bromeliads, with their rosettes of leaves, trap rainwater and organic debris, forming miniature aquatic worlds where tadpoles, insects and even small snakes find refuge. Ants are tireless engineers. Some tend scale insects for sugary honeydew, while leafcutter ants harvest foliage to cultivate underground fungal gardens, driving nutrient cycles that sustain the entire forest. The resurgence of the golden lion tamarin is a beacon of hope. Through habitat restoration and careful management, these primates have returned to forests once emptied of their presence. Their survival is closely tied to the health of the mid-canopy, where they forage, nest and nurture the next generation. Young tamarins learn by imitation and play, developing agility and social skills essential for navigating the complex three-dimensional world of the rainforest. Their playful chases and acrobatics strengthen family bonds and prepare them for the challenges of survival. Each layer of the rainforest is a distinct world. The floor is humid and dark, home to decomposers and ground-dwelling creatures. The understory is dense and tangled, while the canopy bursts with colour and movement. Orchids and epiphytes cling to branches, butterflies and bees flit from flower to flower, ensuring the pollination that sustains the forest's diversity. Temporary alliances form as mixed species flocks, and feeding groups converge on fruiting trees. These gatherings increase vigilance against predators and improve foraging efficiency, demonstrating the subtle cooperation that underpins rainforest survival. With vigilant stewardship, even the most elusive species and fragile habitats can persist. The rainforest's intricate web of life, woven from predator and prey, plant and pollinator, canopy and floor, remains resilient, provided its guardianship is steadfast and informed by nature's own wisdom. As we venture deeper into the world of survival, we witness how even the Serengeti's inhabitants must confront the harshness of cold and scarcity. While the region is far from the Arctic's relentless freeze, the dry season and rare cold snaps bring their own formidable challenges. Across continents, animals have evolved remarkable strategies to endure the biting cold and the struggle for limited resources. When temperatures plummet and food becomes scarce, wildebeest and zebra instinctively gather in dense herds. Their collective warmth helps them conserve energy, while their constant movement prevents frostbite and keeps blood circulating through their limbs. Lions, too, rely on social bonds for survival. By resting close together, they share body heat, and their thick, insulating coats trap warmth against their skin. In the far north, Siberian tigers use their dense fur and solitary strength to navigate deep snow, conserving energy by moving slowly and resting often. Hyenas and jackals adapt by becoming relentless scavengers, using their acute sense of smell to detect hidden carcasses beneath the frost. In colder regions, wolves travel in packs, working together to track prey across vast snowy expanses, their coordinated efforts increasing their chances of a successful hunt. Elephants, with their sensitive trunks, dig deep into frozen riverbeds to uncover hidden water and roots, their thick skin and sparse hair providing a barrier against the chill. The Eurasian lynx, meanwhile, moves silently across the snow, its wide furry paws acting like snowshoes to prevent sinking, allowing it to stalk prey with stealth and precision. Giraffes stretch their long necks to reach the last frost-covered leaves high in the acacia trees, their prehensile tongues stripping away what little nutrition remains. In the Arctic, foxes don a thick white winter coat, blending seamlessly into the snow as they curl up to conserve heat, minimizing exposure to the wind. Smaller antelope conserve precious energy by curling up tightly during the coldest hours, rising only when the sun offers a fleeting warmth. Caribou, on the other hand, migrate vast distances across the tundra, their broad hooves spreading their weight to traverse deep snow in search of lichen buried beneath the ice. Warthogs retreat underground at night, their burrows providing insulation from the freezing air above. At sunrise, they emerge cautiously, steam rising from their bodies as they warm themselves in the first light. Moose, adapted to the northern cold, use their massive bodies and thick fur to withstand frigid temperatures, defending themselves fiercely against predators even in the harshest conditions. Birds like the secretary bird rely on keen eyesight to spot the slightest movement in the frosty grass, striking swiftly at unsuspecting prey. In snowy landscapes, red foxes listen intently for the faint sounds of rodents beneath the surface, leaping high and plunging headfirst into the snow to capture their quarry. Every adaptation, from the wildebeest's sturdy hooves breaking through ice to the dense fur and specialized paws of Arctic creatures, is a testament to the ingenuity of survival. These features allow animals to move, hunt and forage even when the world is locked in frost. In these frozen landscapes, only the most resilient and resourceful endure. Each animal, from the Serengeti to the Arctic, stands as a living testament to nature's relentless drive to adapt and survive, no matter how severe the cold or how scarce the sustenance. In the heart of the Serengeti, winter arrives not with snow, but with a quiet transformation. The dry season cloaks the land in muted gold, and the air grows crisp at night. Waterholes shrink, and the wind carries the scent of dust and distant rain. Life here must adapt to the subtle, relentless challenges of this season. Beneath the parched surface, gerbils and pygmy mice engineer a hidden metropolis. Their tunnels twist and branch, lined with soft grass and seeds collected during the rains. Here the earth insulates them from the cold above, and the darkness offers safety from sharp-eyed owls and prowling snakes. In these secret chambers, tiny hearts beat in rhythm with the pulse of the land. Above ground, the serval cat becomes a silent shadow. Its oversized ears rotate like satellite dishes, capturing the faintest tremor of movement below. With a sudden leap, the serval pierces the crust of earth, snatching a rodent from its hidden world. Each hunt is a delicate balance between patience and precision, honed by countless seasons of scarcity. As dusk deepens, aardvarks emerge from their cool burrows. Their claws, curved and powerful, carve through hardened soil in search of termite mounds. With every dig, they unearth galleries of insects, their long tongues sweeping up ants and termites that cluster in the coolness of night. The aardvark's solitary journey is guided by scent and memory, tracing ancient paths across the moonlit savanna. In the shelter of their dens, bat-eared foxes form tight-knit families. Their enormous ears not only detect the scuttle of beetles underground, but also radiate excess heat, helping them stay cool by day and warm by night. Pups tumble at the entrance, learning the subtle art of listening for danger, while adults take turns standing guard beneath the starlit sky. Wildebeest herds become nomads, their hooves stirring clouds of dust as they trek across the brittle grasslands. Calves, barely weeks old, memorize the scent and stride of their mothers, learning to read the landscape for hidden water and safe passage. The herd's movement is a living map, etched into the earth by generations of survival. Lion prides retreat to the rare shade, their tawny coats blending with the sun-bleached grass. While adults doze, cubs transform the shadows into a training ground, stalking and pouncing in mock hunts. Each playful leap is a lesson, each gentle bite a rehearsal for the real challenges that lie ahead. Elephants, the architects of survival, gather at dry riverbeds. With practiced movements, matriarchs teach the young to dig deep, unearthing pockets of water hidden beneath the cracked earth. Their trunks probe and test, drawing up precious moisture that sustains not only their herd, but countless other creatures who follow in their wake. Giraffes, ever watchful, browse among the acacias. Their prehensile tongues, tough and nimble, pluck leaves from between thorns, extracting nourishment where few others can reach. Each meal is a careful negotiation with the tree's defences, a testament to the giraffe's quiet ingenuity. As dawn breaks, the Serengeti stirs with a fragile harmony. Herds and hunters move in silent accord, each species attuned to the rhythms of scarcity and opportunity. The golden light reveals a landscape shaped by endurance, where every life is bound to the fortunes of the season. The secret world of winter in the Serengeti is a tapestry of hidden lives and ancient wisdom, woven from adaptation, resilience, and the quiet determination to survive until the rains return. As the first pale rays of sunlight stretch across the Serengeti, the landscape is transformed. The hush of night gives way to a swelling symphony, a dawn chorus that signals the start of another day in this wild expanse. Even before the sun breaches the horizon, a subtle tension fills the air. The cool mist clings to the grasses, and every creature seems to hold its breath, waiting for the first note. The white-browed cowcal is often the first to break the silence. Its fluting call, both haunting and melodic, ripples outward, marking the boundary between night and day. This solitary voice is soon joined by others, each adding a unique timbre to the morning's overture. Superb starlings, perched among the acacia branches, answer with metallic chirrups and whistles. Their calls overlap and intertwine, creating a complex tapestry of sound that seems to shimmer in the cool air. Down in the dew-laden grasses, red-cheeked cordon bleus flit from stem to stem. Their soft, high-pitched trills are almost lost amid the taller voices, but together they add a delicate silvery thread to the chorus as they forage for seeds glistening with moisture. Suddenly, a flock of lilac-breasted rollers erupts into the sky. Their wings flash with iridescent blues and violets, scattering droplets of light as they call out in sharp, rolling cries. These bursts of colour and sound punctuate the air, signalling the energy of the new day. Beneath the birdsong, the steady whir of cicadas rises. Their rhythmic vibrations pulse through the grass, forming a constant undercurrent that anchors the more fleeting melodies above. As the air warms, beetles begin to click and grasshoppers leap from blade to blade, their movements sending tiny tremors through the undergrowth. Each sound, though small, is vital. Together they create a living texture that fills the savanna. Hidden in the shadowy foliage, tree frogs add their bell-like notes. Their calls ring out in gentle waves, echoing from the shelter of shrubs and blending seamlessly with the insect chorus. As the sky brightens, the tempo of the chorus quickens. More birds join in, each species with its own rhythm and pitch, creating a layered harmony that swells with the growing light. Helmeted guinea fowl scuttle across the open plain, their raucous cackles bouncing off the ground as they forage in tight-knit flocks. Their calls are sharp and insistent, a reminder of the constant search for food and safety. Crowned cranes, with their regal bearing and golden plumes, trumpet their greeting to the sun. Their resonant calls carry far across the plains, a majestic fanfare that signals both territory and kinship. In the distance, the soft cooing of doves drifts through the air, mingling with the rapid-fire chatter of weaver birds. The weavers, busy at their nests, add a staccato rhythm as they weave and call, their movements synchronized with the rising sun. As the sky ignites in orange and gold, larger animals begin to stir. Their movements are slow and deliberate, silhouettes shifting against the glowing horizon. Zebras, their coats striped with the colours of dawn, snort softly and regroup. They begin to graze, their steady chewing and gentle nickers adding a subtle bass to the morning's music. Giraffes, tall and silent, stretch their necks to reach the freshest leaves, while impalas emerge cautiously from the shadows. Their ears flick at every sound, alert to both the chorus and the ever-present risks of the wild. The dawn chorus is more than a collection of sounds. It is a living proclamation. Each note, each call, is a testament to survival, a daily ritual that binds every creature to the rhythm of the land. In the Serengeti, every sunrise is a renewal. The chorus, carried on wings and wind, is a promise that life persists, vivid, resilient, and ever-changing beneath the vast African sky. Beneath the golden grasslands of the Serengeti, a hidden universe sprawls in darkness. A vast network of tunnels, chambers and roots, layered through centuries of shifting soil and ancient life. Here, the earth is alive with movement, every inch a testament to adaptation and survival. In this perpetual twilight, small mammals and insects thrive, shielded from the blazing sun and prowling predators above. The air is cool and damp, filled with the faint scent of earth and roots, a world where sound travels as muffled vibrations through packed soil. Naked mole rats, masters of subterranean life, move in disciplined lines through their winding passageways. Their bodies are perfectly suited for this world. Loose skin and powerful incisors allow them to dig tirelessly, carving out new tunnels in search of food. Deprived of sight, they rely on a heightened sense of smell and touch, their whiskers brushing against tunnel walls as they communicate with soft chirps and squeaks. They feast on underground tubers, gnawing through tough roots that few other creatures can access. Not far away, termites orchestrate the construction of towering mounds, complex structures that regulate temperature and humidity, rising above the savanna like ancient monuments. Each mound is a fortress, its walls built grain by grain, offering protection from floods and invaders. Deep inside, millions of workers tend to their queen, cultivating delicate fungus gardens that serve as their primary food source. Specialized castes repair tunnels, care for eggs, and defend the colony, their lives synchronized in perfect cooperation. Earthworms, silent architects of the soil, glide through the darkness, their segmented bodies flexing as they consume decaying matter. With each movement, they mix and aerate the earth, transforming lifeless dirt into fertile ground. The tunnels they leave behind become vital passageways for rainwater, guiding moisture deep into the ground where thirsty roots await. These channels also help prevent erosion, stabilizing the landscape above. Burrowing beetles and ants join this bustling community, each species playing a unique role. Beetles break down tough plant fibers, while ants transport tiny fragments of leaves and seeds, accelerating decomposition and nutrient cycling. Above them, the roots of ancient acacias and baobabs stretch deep and wide, anchoring these giants against storms and drought. Their roots probe for hidden water, sometimes extending further than the tree is tall. These roots intertwine, forming a vast network that shares nutrients and moisture. Through subtle chemical signals, trees can warn each other of drought or disease, their underground connections as vital as any branch above. In hidden chambers, mongoose families find sanctuary. Their burrows are lined with dry grass and leaves, providing warmth and safety for the group as they rest between foraging trips. Here, pups tumble and play, learning to navigate the maze of tunnels. Each lesson is crucial, teaching them how to evade danger and find food in the darkness. Occasionally, a solitary pangolin glides through a borrowed den, its scales shimmering as it searches for ants and termites. Sensitive claws and a keen sense of smell guide it through the labyrinth, always alert for the faintest sign of prey. This underground world is a mosaic of life, each tunnel, chamber and crevice occupied by creatures adapted to darkness. Here, competition and cooperation shape every moment, from the tiniest insect to the largest burrower. While the Serengeti's surface dazzles with drama and colour, its true resilience is forged below, where unseen labourers sustain the cycles of growth, decay and renewal that support all life above. The hidden world underground is a realm of endless ingenuity and balance, an essential, enduring partner to the spectacle above, quietly shaping the destiny of the Serengeti. As the golden sun dips below the horizon, the Serengeti transforms into a realm of subtle movement and hidden drama. A veil of twilight settles over the land, and a new cast of characters emerges, the night shift. The air cools, carrying the scent of dry grass and distant rain, as the last rays of sunlight fade into indigo. In the cooling darkness, the rules of survival shift, favouring those who thrive in the shadows. The landscape becomes a tapestry of silhouettes and whispers, where every movement is calculated and every sound amplified. A pair of wide, unblinking eyes glints in the moonlight. The African civet, cloaked in striped fur, silently prowls the undergrowth. Its body hugs the earth, moving with a fluid grace that betrays its predatory intent. Guided by a keen sense of smell and acute hearing, it searches for beetles and fruit, each step measured, each movement deliberate. The civet's nose twitches as it detects the faintest trace of a meal, while its ears swivel independently, tracking the rustle of insects beneath the leaf litter. Above, a barn owl drifts soundlessly on broad, feathered wings, its heart-shaped face tuned to the faintest rustle below. The owl's flight is a marvel of adaptation. Specialized feathers break up turbulence, allowing it to glide in utter silence. With a sudden plunge, it seizes a mouse, its talons closing in total silence, a master of stealth in a world where sound travels far. The owl's eyes, adapted for low light, capture every flicker of movement, while its facial disc funnels the tiniest noises to its ears. Out on the open plains, a pride of lions stirs. Their bodies, so languid by day, now ripple with anticipation as the cool air sharpens their senses. By day they are listless in the heat, but now, under the cool embrace of night, their senses sharpen. The darkness cloaks their approach, masking the subtle signals that would betray them in daylight. The matriarch leads the hunt, her golden eyes piercing the gloom. She moves with purpose, reading the wind and the faintest tremors in the ground, her muscles coiled for the chase. Every whisker vibrates with anticipation as the pride fans out, their tawny bodies melting into the tall grass. Each lion takes its place, communicating with subtle gestures and low, almost inaudible grunts. In near-total darkness, a silent signal triggers a coordinated chase, the lions using teamwork and the cover of night to close in on a herd of unsuspecting wildebeest. The pounding of hooves and the rush of bodies break the silence, but only for a moment before the savanna returns to stillness. Not all nocturnal life is predatory. The Serengeti night is a mosaic of creatures, each with its own rhythm and purpose. In the branches of an acacia, a bush baby leaps from limb to limb, its huge eyes capturing every mote of reflected starlight. Its long tail acts as a counterbalance, allowing for acrobatic jumps between the slender branches. It pauses to feast on gum oozing from the bark, nimble fingers prying open the sticky treasure. The bush baby's tongue, specially adapted, laps up the sweet sap, while its ears remain alert for the flutter of moth wings or the distant call of an owl. Nearby, a family of porcupines emerges from their den, bristling quills ready to defend against any threat. Their quills, hollow and sharp, rattle softly as they shuffle into the open, a warning to would-be predators. They move with surprising grace, foraging for roots and fallen fruit, ever alert to the sounds of the night. Sensitive noses guide them to hidden tubers, while their strong claws dig into the earth with practiced ease. Even the insects join the nocturnal chorus. Beetles scuttle beneath the grass, while spiders weave intricate webs that glisten with dew in the moonlight. A cloud of moths dances in the cool air, drawn to the faint glow of bioluminescent fungi sprouting at the base of a termite mound. The fungi's gentle light is a beacon in the darkness, attracting pollinators and scavengers alike. Crickets and katydids fill the silence with their rhythmic songs, each note a signal in the darkness. Their calls rise and fall in a complex symphony, marking territory and seeking mates, while bats above use echolocation to hunt the singers below. For these creatures, the night is not just a refuge, it is an opportunity. The darkness offers protection from the heat and from diurnal predators, allowing a different set of skills and senses to flourish. Eyes grow larger, pupils widen, and retinas brim with light-sensitive cells. Ears become more sensitive, swiveling to catch the faintest sound, while whiskers stretch forward, reading the air for vibrations, each adaptation a testament to the ingenuity of nocturnal life. The night shift is a symphony of adaptation, survival, and quiet triumph, played out under the watchful gaze of the stars. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest predator, finds its place in this intricate web of life. As dawn approaches, these nocturnal specialists retreat, ceding the land once more to the creatures of the day. Their tracks and traces linger in the dew, silent evidence of the night's hidden dramas. But their secret world endures, a vital counterpart to the sunlit spectacle above. Proof that life on the Serengeti never truly sleeps, and that every night brings a new chapter in the endless story of survival. As dawn's first light spills across the Serengeti, slender rivers carve luminous paths through the grasslands, arteries that pulse with life, shaping the destiny of every creature that calls this place home. This intricate network of rivers, lakes, and ephemeral waterholes forms a living web, drawing wildlife from distant corners of the Savanna. Each water source is a magnet, its presence dictating ancient migratory routes and daily rituals. At the water's edge, the Serengeti's daily drama unfolds. Here, boundaries between predator and prey blur, and the struggle for survival is written in every cautious step and fleeting glance. Beneath the shroud of morning mist, a pod of hippos lies submerged, their immense bodies hidden beneath the surface. The water muffles their movements, offering both sanctuary and secrecy. Only nostrils, eyes and ears emerge, perfectly adapted to monitor the world above, while the rest of their bulk remains concealed, an evolutionary marvel for life in aquatic realms. With a thunderous snort, a hippo surfaces, jaws gaping in a display that is both a warning and a ritual. Its tusks, honed by years of grazing, glint in the soft light. On the muddy banks, Nile crocodiles lie in absolute stillness. Their armoured bodies absorb the sun's warmth, conserving energy for the explosive bursts that define their hunting style. Their ancient, unblinking eyes scan the water, attuned to the faintest tremor. Patience is their greatest weapon, honed over millions of years of evolution. Herds of zebra and wildebeest approach the shallows with measured caution, their senses heightened by the knowledge that every visit to drink is a calculated risk. The lure of water is irresistible, Yet each sip is shadowed by the silent menace lurking just beneath the surface, a tension that shapes the rhythm of life here. A sudden splash sends a ripple of alarm through the herd. Instincts honed by generations dictate their response, alert, poised to flee at the slightest sign of danger. Beneath the surface, a hidden world flourishes. Tiny aquatic insects, crustaceans and larvae form the foundation of a complex food web, supporting life above and below the waterline. Schools of cichlid fish shimmer in the filtered light, their vibrant colours a testament to the diversity that thrives in these waters. Each species carves out its own niche among tangled roots and shifting currents. Frogs cling to slender reeds, their skin sensitive to the subtlest changes in humidity and temperature. As dusk falls, their calls become a chorus, signalling territory and attracting mates. Above the water, dragonflies patrol with acrobatic precision. Their iridescent wings catch the sun as they lay eggs in tranquil pools, where their larvae will become voracious aquatic predators. The riverbanks are alive with birds, each species exploiting a unique opportunity. Some probe the mud for insects, while others scan the shallows for fish or amphibians. African jacanas, with their extraordinary toes, distribute their weight across floating vegetation, allowing them to forage where few others can venture. Kingfishers perch motionless above the water, their vision adapted to detect the faintest ripple. In a flash they dive, piercing the surface in pursuit of unsuspecting prey. As the dry season advances, waterholes contract, their margins crowded with thirsty animals. The shrinking pools become arenas of competition, where survival hinges on timing and vigilance. Elephants arrive in dignified procession, their trunks expertly siphoning water. They spray themselves, cooling thick hides and signalling social bonds within the herd. Warthogs kneel awkwardly, their posture a compromise between thirst and the need for constant vigilance. Their sensitive snouts test the water before each sip. Flocks of doves and sandgrouse descend in swirling clouds, their wings beating in unison as they drink quickly, ever wary of aerial and terrestrial threats. In these moments of scarcity, the waterhole becomes a crossroads. Predators and prey, large and small, all drawn together by the elemental need for water. Otters weave through the reeds, their agile bodies perfectly suited for aquatic play and hunting. Their presence signals a healthy ecosystem, rich in fish and invertebrates. Terrapins bask on sun-warmed stones, their shells absorbing heat that fuels their slow metabolism. They slip into the water at the slightest disturbance, vanishing with barely a ripple. Every droplet, whether clinging to a leaf or quenching a parched throat, is a testament to the scarcity and value of water in this vast landscape. These waterways are not mere boundaries. They are vital corridors, linking fragmented habitats and enabling the movement of countless species across the plains. As midday heat empties the banks, the subtle sounds of water and distant calls linger. Even in apparent stillness, these aquatic worlds quietly sustain the wild heart of the Serengeti, their influence rippling far beyond the water's edge. The Serengeti is a land of endless cycles, a vast living tapestry where the seasons orchestrate the rhythm of life. Each year, the landscape transforms, guided by the subtle and dramatic shifts in weather, temperature, and light. As the rains withdraw, the once lush plains yield to the sun's relentless heat. The air grows dry, and the horizon shimmers with rising waves of warmth. Grasses fade from green to gold, their blades brittle beneath the weight of the dry season. Dust is carried on the wind, settling over the parched earth and signalling a time of scarcity. Waterholes shrink, becoming precious lifelines. Herds of wildebeest, zebra and antelope gather at these dwindling sources, their senses heightened by thirst and the ever-present threat of predators. As the grass withers, the great migration begins. Wildebeest surge forward in vast numbers, forming a living river that snakes across the plains in search of distant rain and fresh grazing. Zebras and gazelles join the journey, their hooves drumming ancient trails carved by generations. Together they navigate perilous crossings and open expanses driven by instinct and memory. Above, vultures and eagles circle on rising thermals, their keen eyes searching for opportunity amid the shifting tides of life below. Predators, lions, hyenas and cheetahs move with silent precision, their fates entwined with the migration. They stalk the herds, adapting their strategies to the changing abundance and scarcity. Far off, thunder rumbles across the horizon. The first raindrops fall, darkening the dust and stirring hope in every living creature. Storm clouds gather, casting dramatic shadows over the plains. The air thickens with anticipation as the promise of renewal draws near. When the rains finally arrive, they sweep across the land in torrents. The transformation is immediate, dust settles and the earth softens, ready to receive new life. Within days, shoots of grass pierce the soil, painting the savanna in vibrant green. The landscape becomes a patchwork of renewal, each blade a testament to resilience. Acacia trees burst into bloom, their canopies adorned with delicate flowers. Wildflowers spread across the plains, attracting pollinators and adding colour to the rejuvenated earth. Termites emerge in shimmering columns, their brief flight nourishing flocks of birds and small mammals. This sudden abundance ripples through the food web, sustaining countless lives. The rains signal a time of birth. Newborn antelope and wildebeest take their first tentative steps, their arrival timed to coincide with the flush of fresh growth. Calves and foals rise unsteadily in the sheltering grass, watched over by vigilant mothers. The abundance of food gives them strength for the challenges ahead. Frogs emerge from hidden burrows, their calls echoing across the grasslands. Their brief, explosive breeding season is a vital link in the Serengeti's chain of life. Insects proliferate, and flocks of birds swoop and dive in intricate aerial displays, feasting on the bounty brought by the rains. Giraffes stretch for tender leaves, elephants graze on lush grasses, and warthogs root for bulbs in the softened earth. Every species finds its niche in the season's abundance. As the months pass, the cycle continues. The landscape shifts once more, each phase blending seamlessly into the next. Water pools shrink, grasses fade, and the air grows heavy with heat. The promise of rain lingers, a constant hope in the hearts of all who call the Serengeti home. Each season brings new challenges, scarcity, abundance, danger, and opportunity. Every creature must adapt, drawing on instinct and experience to survive. From the smallest ant forging trails in the dust to the mighty elephant traversing the plains, all are bound to the rhythm of the rains and the pulse of the land. In the Serengeti, the changing seasons are not merely a backdrop. They are the driving force, shaping every life and every moment in this wild expanse. Through drought and deluge, scarcity and plenty, life endures, ever adapting, ever thriving in nature's eternal dance, guided by the unyielding rhythm of the seasons. Beneath the towering grasses and the feet of migrating herds, a hidden world teems with life, vast in number, intricate in design. This is the Serengeti's realm of insects, a microcosm of survival, innovation, and ceaseless activity. Here, the smallest creatures orchestrate dramas as grand as any witnessed among the giants above. The camera glides low, revealing armies of matabele ants on a relentless march. They swarm in disciplined columns, each individual a single unit in a collective mind. Their mission to raid termite mounds, braving fierce defences and chemical warfare. The matabele select their targets with uncanny precision, carrying wounded comrades home, a rare display of altruism in the insect world. Nearby, a dung beetle labours under the weight of a perfectly sculpted ball. It rolls its prize across uneven ground, guided by the Milky Way itself. Using the stars as a compass, the beetle navigates with astonishing accuracy, a cosmic journey on a miniature scale. Each beetle's efforts help recycle nutrients, fertilizing the earth for the next wave of growth. In the shelter of withered grasses, assassin bugs lie in ambush. Their movements are slow, deliberate, almost imperceptible. With a single strike, they subdue prey many times their size, injecting enzymes that liquefy their victim from within. It is a hunt as efficient and ruthless as any on the Savanna. The camera lingers on a cluster of acacia thorns, where ants have forged a symbiotic alliance with the tree. The ants patrol the branches, fiercely defending their leafy fortress from hungry herbivores. In return, the acacia provides shelter and nectar, a pact as old as the plains themselves. At the water's edge, dragonflies dart and hover, their iridescent wings catching the light. They are aerial hunters, unmatched in speed and agility, their compound eyes scanning for the slightest movement. Each flight is a ballet of precision, every catch a testament to evolutionary mastery. As dusk falls, a chorus of crickets and cicadas rises, filling the air with an intricate symphony. Their calls pulse and overlap, each species contributing to a soundscape that defines the Serengeti's night. Beneath the surface, termites stir, preparing for their twilight emergence. In a fleeting spectacle, winged elates ascend into the warm air, their brief flight a vital link in the food chain, devoured by birds, bats, and even opportunistic mammals. Spiders weave silken traps between blades of grass, their webs glistening with dew at dawn. Patient and still, they wait for the tremor of a passing insect, a signal that the hunt has begun. In these delicate snares, the relentless cycle of life and death continues, unseen by all but the most attentive eyes. Everywhere, insects shape the land's destiny. They pollinate the wildflowers that carpet the plains, decompose the fallen, and aerate the soil. Their quiet industry sustains the great migrations and feeds the towering trees. In the Serengeti, the fate of giants rests on the labour of the tiny and tireless. As the sun rises once more, the camera pulls back, revealing the vastness of the plains and the countless lives within. In this micro-kingdom, every beat of a wing, every scrape of a mandible echoes through the web of life, reminding us that even the smallest creatures leave an indelible mark on the world. Across the endless horizon, the Serengeti's plant life unfolds, a living tapestry painted in shifting hues of green and gold. Each blade of grass, every thorned bush and towering acacia tree is both a survivor and an architect, shaping the fate of all who dwell here. The camera sweeps over vast grasslands, their waves undulating in the wind, each stem an anchor in the sandy soil. These grasses are the lifeblood of the plains, their roots binding the earth, their leaves nourishing herds that thunder across the savanna. As the seasons turn, they dry and wither, only to rise anew with the rains, resilient, relentless, eternal. In the shadows stand acacia trees, their umbrella crowns casting islands of shade across the sun-baked ground. Their leaves, laced with toxins and thorns, defy the hungriest grazers. Yet the acacia is not alone in its defence. In a silent alliance, it shelters armies of ants within its hollow spines, offering nectar in exchange for vigilant protection. This pact, forged over millennia, ensures the tree's survival while shaping the very structure of the land. Closer to the ground, the camera lingers on wildflowers, bursts of colour that carpet the plains after the rains. Each blossom is a signal, calling pollinators from miles away. Bees, butterflies and beetles answer, weaving a web of connections that sustains life far beyond their fleeting visit. The plants, in turn, set seed, their offspring carried on the wind, scattered by hooves or hidden in the fur of passing animals. As the sun climbs, the baobab tree comes into view, an ancient sentinel swollen with stored water. Its bark, thick and resilient, bears the scars of elephants and rhinos seeking moisture in the dry months. The baobab's fruit, rich in nutrients, feeds birds, monkeys, and even the wind, which scatters its seeds across the thirsty land. Beneath the surface, unseen roots twist and intertwine, drawing water from deep below. They create hidden reservoirs, sustaining the plains through drought and flood alike. In their shadow, mosses and lichens cling to stone, their patient growth a testament to the quiet tenacity of life. Every plant in the Serengeti, whether grass, shrub or ancient tree, plays a role in a grand design. They shield the soil from erosion, cycle nutrients, and offer shelter to creatures great and small. Their presence shapes migration routes, determines the fates of predators and prey, and keeps the pulse of the ecosystem beating strong. As dusk settles, the grasses shimmer silver in the twilight, and the acacias stand dark against the sky. The plants of the Serengeti endure, steadfast, ingenious, and indispensable. In their silent work, they hold the key to the survival of all, weaving together the destinies of insects, animals, and the land itself. The architects of the plains, ever present, ever vital, and ever watching. Above the Serengeti, the sky is ever restless, a vast canvas where weather paints its story in clouds, light and shadow. The rhythm of life here is set not by the clock, but by the shifting moods of the atmosphere. In the distance, thunderheads gather, towering and ominous. Lightning flickers behind a curtain of rain, and the scent of petrichor drifts on the wind. The first drops strike the parched earth, darkening dust to soil, and the plains awaken. Grass shoots unfurl overnight, transforming the landscape from tawny gold to vivid green. Wildebeest and zebra, drawn by the promise of fresh grazing, begin their great migration. Hundreds of thousands sweeping across the horizon in a living tide. But the rains are fickle, unpredictable. Some years the deluge lingers, rivers swell, and wetlands overflow. Crocodiles bask on muddy banks, while flamingos arrive in shimmering flocks to feed on the bounty of brine shrimp. Frogs chorus through the night, and insects emerge in clouds, fueling a feast for birds and small mammals. In other seasons, the clouds withhold their gift. The sun dominates, relentless and unyielding. Waterholes shrink, their muddy edges crowded with desperate life. Elephants dig into the earth with their tusks, unearthing hidden springs that sustain not only themselves, but all who follow in their wake. Predators shadow the herds, knowing that hunger and thirst drive prey into the open, where every decision is a matter of survival. Wind sweeps the plains, sculpting dust devils that dance across the horizon. The temperature soars by day, then plunges at night, a test for every creature, large and small. Birds seek shelter in the shade of acacias, while lions rest through the heat, saving their energy for the cool of dusk. As the dry season deepens, fire becomes both destroyer and renewer. Lightning ignites the grasslands, flames racing with the wind. Animals flee, but soon after, new shoots emerge from the ashes, an ancient cycle that clears dead growth and spurs regeneration. Throughout it all, the Serengeti's inhabitants are attuned to the subtlest changes: cloud shapes, the scent of rain, the direction of the wind. Their survival depends on reading these signs, adapting to the weather's every shift. The camera lingers on storm-lit skies and sun-dappled grass, on the silent anticipation before rain and the exultant life that follows. In the Serengeti, weather is not just backdrop. It is the heartbeat of the plains, shaping destinies, forging resilience and binding all life to the endless dance of change. When darkness falls over the Serengeti, a new realm awakens. The sun's fierce glare yields to a world painted in silver moonlight and inky shadow, a world where the senses sharpen and predators rule. In this nocturnal theatre, lions rise from their daytime slumber, their golden eyes gleaming in the gloom. A pride moves silently through the grass, each pawful careful, deliberate. They fan out in the darkness, using the cover of night to draw ever closer to unsuspecting prey. Nearby, a coalition of cheetahs lies low, their bodies pressed flat against the earth. Night is not their domain, but hunger drives risk. In the cool air, they rely on stealth rather than speed, creeping towards a herd of impala dozing beneath acacia trees. The impala's ears twitch, sensing movement. Every shadow, every whisper of wind is a warning. Elsewhere, spotted hyenas prowl in loose groups, their haunting calls echoing across the savanna. They are masters of opportunity, their keen noses leading them to the smallest scent of weakness or the leftovers from another predator's feast. In the gloom, their eyes reflect the faintest glimmer, always watching, always waiting. A leopard slips through the undergrowth, a phantom among branches. With unmatched patience, it stalks a bush baby, leaping from tree to tree. The leopard's steps are silent, its body blending into the dappled shadows. In a sudden burst, it leaps, snatching its quarry and vanishing into the treetops, leaving barely a trace. Even the smallest hunters emerge. African wildcats and servals glide through the grass, listening for the faint rustle of rodents. Their strikes are swift, precise, every movement calculated for survival. Every predator, from the mighty lion to the nimble genet, is guided by instinct honed through generations. Their eyes pierce the darkness, their ears catch the slightest sound, their noses read the invisible trails left by prey. The Serengeti's night is alive with tension and anticipation, a world where the rules are ancient and the stakes are always high. As the moon arcs overhead and stars wheel in the velvet sky, the plains become a chessboard of hunters and hunted. Every shadow conceals a story, every silence holds the promise of sudden action. Here, beneath the cloak of night, the Serengeti's true masters reign, silent, unseen, and utterly relentless. As dawn edges over the horizon, a new movement stirs above the golden plains, a migration measured not in paw prints, but in the beating of countless wings. The Serengeti sky becomes a living tapestry, woven from the journeys of migratory birds. Each year, more than 1 million avian travellers pass overhead, tracing invisible routes that span continents and oceans. High above, the elegant white storks ride thermals, their outstretched wings catching the morning breeze. From distant Europe they arrive in vast flocks, their journey guided by ancient instinct and the subtle pull of the changing seasons. Below, the air shimmers as swallows dart and whirl, their agile bodies slicing through clouds of insects that rise with the sun's warmth. For these tireless voyagers, the Serengeti is both a sanctuary and a crossroads, a place to rest, refuel, and continue their odyssey. In the acacia woodlands, the melodies of willow warblers and Eurasian bee-eaters add colour to the morning chorus. Warblers, no larger than a leaf, have crossed thousands of kilometres, their fragile forms defying the limits of endurance. Bee-eaters flash emerald and gold as they swoop for dragonflies, their synchronized flights painting arcs of colour against the blue expanse. Some journeys are perilous. The Amur falcon, having crossed the Indian Ocean in a single unbroken flight, arrives with wings strained but spirits unbroken. Each bird is a testament to resilience, navigating by the stars, the sun, and the subtle cues of the Earth's magnetic field. On the ground, crowned cranes gather in shimmering flocks, their intricate dances echoing the rhythms of migration. Their calls rise in the crisp morning air, notes of longing, celebration, and survival. For a brief season, the Serengeti becomes a haven for these feathered nomads, offering food, shelter, and the promise of renewal. As the sun climbs higher, the migratory flocks scatter, some to rest in shallow wetlands, others to continue their journey north or south. Their presence is fleeting, a reminder that the Serengeti story is written not only in the dust and grass, but also in the endless sky above. With every wingbeat, a new chapter unfolds, one of endurance, navigation, and the enduring mystery of migration. Beneath the open sky and rippling savanna, another world pulses with life, one veiled from the gaze of land-bound eyes. The Serengeti's waterways, often overlooked, are arteries of survival, threading through the plains with silent persistence. As the sun glistens on winding rivers and temporary pools, a secret drama unfolds beneath the surface. In the still, tannin-stained waters of oxbow lakes, schools of shimmering tilapia glide in perfect synchrony. Their silvery scales flicker with the filtered sunlight, each movement a silent conversation within the shoal. Catfish, armoured and patient, prowl the muddy bottoms, their whiskers tracing the silt for hidden morsels. Above them, tiny jewel-like killifish dart between floating reeds, every flash of colour a signal in the underwater dusk. During the rains, the landscape transforms. Seasonal streams swell, flooding the plains and connecting distant pools. With this pulse of water, amphibians awaken. African bullfrogs, buried for months in the dry earth, emerge to claim their ephemeral kingdoms. Their thunderous calls echo across the flooded grasslands, a chorus that summons mates and rivals alike. In the tangled margins, dragonfly nymphs stalk through submerged grasses, their alien forms perfectly adapted for ambush. Stealthy and patient, they are both predator and prey, feeding on smaller aquatic insects while keeping a wary eye for fish and frogs. Crocodiles, the silent sovereigns of the rivers, glide beneath the surface, scarcely a ripple betraying their presence. Waiting, always waiting, they are the ultimate opportunists, their patience measured in hours and days rather than moments. Above the waterline, the air shivers with the wings of water birds. African jacanas tiptoe across lily pads, their impossibly long toes spreading their weight like living miracles. Waders probe the shallows for crustaceans and snails, each step a calculated risk in a world where danger lurks just out of sight. As dusk falls, the aquatic symphony changes key. The night belongs to the hunters. Sharp-toothed tigerfish surge from the depths, chasing shadows and scattering smaller fish in bursts of silver. Fireflies drift along the banks, their lights reflected in the stillness, hinting at the mysteries below. In this hidden realm, every drop of water sustains a network of lives, intertwined, invisible, and essential to the Serengeti's enduring story. The secrets of the waterways run deep, nourishing the land above and weaving an unseen thread through the heart of the grasslands. Across the Serengeti, alliances are forged in silence, each species bound to another in a tapestry of mutual need. These quiet partnerships, neither friendship nor rivalry, shape the destiny of the grasslands with every passing day. In the dappled shade of acacia trees, a colony of ants marches with purpose. Their target sweet droplets of nectar secreted by the tree's tiny glands. In exchange for this sugary feast, the ants become vigilant guardians. Any caterpillar or beetle daring to nibble the acacia's leaves is swiftly driven away by the ants' relentless jaws. The tree flourishes under their watchful care, its canopy a fortress built on cooperation. Elsewhere, a family of oxpeckers clings to the broad back of a Cape buffalo. Their sharp beaks pluck ticks and parasites from thick hide, a meal for the birds and relief for the host. As the buffalo grazes, its massive presence flushes insects from the grass, which the oxpeckers seize in mid-air. Yet this alliance is not without tension. Sometimes the birds peck at wounds, blurring the line between helper and exploiter. Beneath the surface of muddy pools, the relationship between hippos and fish unfolds. As hippos wallow, clouds of dung drift through the water. For cichlids and barbs, these drifting particles are a banquet, fueling entire populations. In turn, these fish nibble parasites from the hippo's skin, a gentle grooming ritual that eases the giant's burden. In the open savanna, the elegant giraffe browses among thorny branches. As it pulls tender leaves from the treetops, it dislodges clouds of insects. Below, herds of impalas and zebras wait, eager to snap up the disturbed bounty. The giraffe's height feeds many mouths, its every movement a silent signal to those below. Even the smallest creatures play their part. Dung beetles, ever industrious, roll balls of buffalo dung across the plains. By burying these nutrient-rich spheres, they aerate the soil and fertilize the grass, ensuring the next generation of grazers will thrive. Every interaction, from the grandest to the most minute, threads together the lives of the Serengeti's inhabitants. Here, survival is a shared endeavour, an endless exchange of favours and fortunes, woven into the very fabric of life beneath the endless sky. In the golden hush of dawn, when the grass still shivers with dew, the Serengeti reveals its most secretive residents. Creatures so rare and elusive, their presence is felt more as a whisper than a roar. Here, in the tall shadows of the savanna, the serval stalks, long-legged and solitary, its dappled coat melting into the dance of sunlight and grass. With ears tuned to the faintest tremor, it listens for the hidden rustle of rodents. A single leap, impossibly high, and the hunt is over in a heartbeat. Deeper still, where the acacia thickets grow dense, the aardvark emerges only under the cloak of darkness. Its shovel-shaped snout probes the earth, searching for termite mounds. With powerful claws, it tears open the hardened soil, feasting on a banquet invisible to most eyes. The aardvark's quiet industry leaves behind burrows that shelter warthogs, porcupines, and even owls, an architect unknown shaping the underworld of the plains. High above, the bat-eared fox slips through the twilight. Its oversized ears act as radar, swivelling to catch the faint scuttle of beetles and the soft thrum of termites beneath the earth. In the brief coolness between dusk and dawn, it gathers its fill, vanishing at the first blush of sunrise. In the tangled undergrowth, a pangolin moves with ancient deliberation. Armoured in scales, it rolls into a ball at the hint of danger, disappearing into a fortress of its own making. Seldom seen, it leaves only delicate tracks in the dust, a signature known to few. And then, at the edge of the marsh, the shoebill stork stands statuesque. With a gaze as still as water, it waits, sometimes for hours, before striking at unwary fish. Its prehistoric silhouette is a reminder that the Serengeti holds mysteries as old as time. These are the ghosts of the grasslands, rare, reticent, and utterly real. Their lives unfold in hidden corners and silent hours, woven into the intricate tapestry of the wild. Though seldom glimpsed, their presence is vital, ensuring the balance and wonder of the Serengeti endures long after the sun dips below the endless horizon. As the seasons turn and the sun arcs higher in the sky, the Serengeti faces a new invisible challenge, one that tests the mettle of every creature and blade of grass. The climate is changing. Rains arrive late or not at all. Rivers run thin, their banks cracked and thirsting. Across the plains, the ancient rhythms of life must adapt or fade into memory. In the shimmering heat, wildebeest herds alter their migrations, following new trails in search of shrinking waterholes. Their hooves carve fresh paths across the parched earth, instinct guiding them where memory no longer serves. Elephants, too, sense the subtle signals, roots growing deeper, grasses toughening. With their trunks, they dig at dry riverbeds, coaxing hidden springs to the surface, providing lifelines for countless smaller creatures. Grasslands, scorched by relentless sun, respond with resilience. Some species of grass retreat, their seeds lying dormant beneath the dust, waiting for the promise of rain. Others, hardier and more agile, flourish in the changing climate, painting the plains in unexpected hues. Predators adapt as well. The lion's hunt grows longer, its patience stretched as prey becomes scarce. Cheetahs and leopards shift their ranges, seeking shade and sustenance in new corners of the savanna. Even the smallest denizens, termites and beetles, adjust their cycles, emerging at cooler hours, their underground empires evolving to hold precious moisture. Above it all, the sky itself transforms. Storms gather with unfamiliar intensity, lightning igniting brief infernos that sweep across the grasslands. Yet from the ashes, new growth emerges, lush and green, a testament to nature's enduring cycle of destruction and renewal. Through every trial, the Serengeti endures, reshaping itself with quiet determination. Its inhabitants, creatures great and small, are bound together by an unspoken pact to survive, to adapt, and to thrive, even as the world around them changes. In this shifting landscape, resilience is not just a trait, it is the heartbeat of the wild. Long before herds thundered across the plains, before acacia trees cast their shadows on golden grass, the Serengeti was a world in the making, shaped by forces far older than any living creature. Beneath the surface, layers of stone hold the memory of ancient cataclysms. Volcanic eruptions, shifting tectonic plates, and periods of relentless rain and drought. Millions of years ago, molten rock surged from the Earth's core, carving the Ngorongoro crater and scattering volcanic ash across the savanna. These eruptions enriched the soil, setting the stage for the lush grasslands that would one day flourish here. Over eons, rivers forged new paths, carving valleys and sculpting the land. The bones of long-extinct giants, ancestors of elephants and antelope, became part of this layered story, fossilized in sediment and stone. As the land rose and fell, new habitats emerged. Basalt outcrops, known as kopjes, pushed up through the earth, providing shelter for leopards and hyraxes in the present, just as they did for their ancient kin. Seasonal lakes formed and vanished, their beds a silent record of vanished epochs. Every hill, every river, every patch of grass tells a story written in geology, a narrative of fire and water, of upheaval and calm. The Serengeti's ancient past is never far from view. It shapes the migration routes, the patterns of rainfall, and the very lives of the creatures who call this place home. As the sun sets over the endless horizon, shadows stretch across a landscape millions of years in the making, a living testament to the power of Earth's restless heart.